McDavid. He'll be out 1 to 2 weeks after sustaining an upper injury against Winnipeg Jets. Do you think this will be a blessing in disguise for Edmonton to regroup?
Yeah, I actually do. I think, you know what, now the Oilers are going to actually have to play some defense and going to rely on other guys to score goals like a Zach Hyman, like a Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, a Warren Fogle, that line. Obviously, they have Leon Draisaitl there, Connor Brown. But now the power play doesn't run just through Draisaitl and McDavid. Now they can give different looks on that power play, which is really deadly. But the big thing now is for this team, they can actually focus playing defense because that's been their Achilles heel. We saw it in the playoffs last year. We've seen it to the beginning this season. They got to play better defensively. And now if they're down in a game, they're going to have to grind it out. Yeah, Draisaitl's still there, but 97 isn't jumping over the boards. And if I'm 97, I'm McDavid, I'm not even trying to push for Sunday, an outdoor game. Give yourself your 2 weeks. It's still early in the season. Get ready for when it matters most. Don't go out there in an outdoor game and re-injure yourself because then you could be out there for more time. Now, let the Oilers play some defense, learn to play without you. We know Draisaitl can do it. He's done it in the past. So I think it is a blessing in disguise that 97 got hurt. You never want to see anybody get hurt, especially the best player in the world on a night like tonight with the Frozen Frenzy with all these games going on. But you know what? Now the Edmonton Oilers can actually look and figure out what their problems are.
Yes, indeed. Toronto, besides Edmonton, Toronto is also having problems of their own, especially with the goalie position. Joseph Woll versus Samsonov. That's the storyline. So let me say this. Joseph Woll, he's 24 years old. There's something about him that I like. Last year in the regular season against Tampa, when he just outperformed against that Tampa Bay Lightning team, ever since that game, I said to myself, there's something special about that kid. I don't know. It might be early, but there's something special about him. And Samsonov, yes, he's got off to a rocky start, but it's still early in the season. So my question to you is, do you think going forward, you'll see Joseph Woll being the primary number one guy for Toronto?
Yeah, I would love to see Joseph Woll the number one guy. I think they need it. They haven't really developed a goaltender in a long time. They've been trying to mix and match guys. I mean, the last real goaltender, even I think you got to go back to Felix Potvin. Even before that, the Cat. And now, you have Joseph Woll. He's been in your system for a while. You saw what he did at the end of last year. You saw what he did in the playoffs. I mean, look, if it isn't for Joseph Woll, the Tampa Bay Lightning probably beat the Toronto Maple Leafs the other night, and Matthew Knies has 2 goals in the third period, his first 2 regular season. And it's funny, I saw Woll and Knies played last year towards the end of the season against the Rangers, and Woll just looks so calm and cool in the net. He gives the Maple Leafs this belief. I'm not saying Samsonov can't give them that belief, but it just feels like the Maple Leafs play different when Woll's in net. I don't know what it is, but they're pushing each other, which is a good thing. But for right now, I would ride Joseph Woll because he's the one that the team has more belief in. I don't know why they just don't have belief in Samsonov. Maybe he always likes to get off to a slow start. But again, if your young guys are going to be the guys that carry you, the next generation of guys outside of Matthews, Marner, Nylander, all those guys, you need to develop other talent. You have Matthew Knies there. You have Joseph Woll. And the Leafs need to actually develop a goaltender. So I'm going with Woll.
You got to feed a young guy.
Yeah.
You got to feed him.
Feed him, baby, like Zeke. Feed him all day. Let's go. I mean, yeah, I like Knies. I like Woll. I like this, Toronto big win Saturday night. That's a statement win for them. That's a season-changing win for them, even though it's early. I know some guys are like, oh, it's only 4 games. Yeah, but you know what? Tampa's not the Tampa Bay Lightning of old, and I think that's a game Toronto needs to win.
17 games to be nationally televised this week, especially 3 games on ESPN. Beginning tonight with the Frozen Frenzy. We have Toronto, Washington, Bruins, Blackhawks, Flyers, Golden Knights. Boy, oh boy, what a night, hockey night on ESPN is going to be. So, what do you make of this? Out of those three, which one do you feel has the best chance to give us a great game?
I'm probably gonna go. I think you got. I like Toronto. Washington should be a fun game to watch. Let's see what Toronto does now, coming off that emotional victory. Washington's not the same team as they once were. So I like to see that dynamic there. I think Philly. Let's see what Philly's really made of. Like, they've had a great start. You're going to Vegas. Like, the bubble might burst a little bit. You might have a dose of reality when you go to Vegas on Tuesday night. And then, Bruins Blackhawks, that should be a fun game. Let's see, Bruins towards the end of a road trip. They've off to a really good start. Some people say unexpected. Some people I've spoken with said they kind of expected this. The Bruins come out, making a statement about the end of last year. And you got to love what Matthew Poitras is doing there. 2 goals against Anaheim. When you don't have your best, you find a way to win, especially on a back-to-back. You have Bedard and the Bruins. I mean, you got to love it. People are going to want to watch what Bedard's going to do against this team. Maybe Chicago gets on the right side of things this time. You never know. But so many games out there. I mean, I know the Ducks and Blue Jackets game was supposed to be, Adam Fantilli and Leo Carlsson. Carlson's not going to play for Anaheim. He's on a game count because of the contract situation, but that game's going to be pushed back to 8:30 because of a power outage in Columbus. Stars and Penguins should be a fun game. That should be very, very interesting to watch. Now, Colorado's come east. Detroit's off to a really good start. Seattle's not playing well at all. They're not scoring. Burakovsky out now as well. So that's, let's see, Detroit going to pick up some more victories there. And, I want to see what Nashville does against Vancouver. That's going to be, to me, that's an interesting game as well. And then obviously tomorrow, TNT, Devils, Capitals, that should be a fun game as well.
Yes. For tonight, there's something about that Bruins Blackhawks game that, I don't know, is intriguing. Golden Knights, I will say this, I feel like they're getting disrespected in terms of not trying to, repeat. And by the way, I heard the episode this morning, Full Press Hockey. My favorite hockey podcast. Just love it. I love what you and Bruce bring to the table. But I agree, the Golden Knights, they're coming to the season with a chip on their shoulder, not getting the respect that they deserve. And so they will make the Flyers pay tonight. I have a feeling they will. But,
I think so too. Just because, I talk with guys around that area and they're like, oh yeah, we don't really listen to anything. We don't really read anything. And I'm like, all right, well, that's fine. But your play says otherwise because you guys are 6th best odds to win a Stanley Cup and all you guys do is make history. So, I mean, I don't know. To me, I think this team's playing with a chip. I think they can repeat. I'm not impressed with any other teams in front of them. Look, Colorado's the only one that can challenge them really in the West. And if they do, great. But, they still need second-line center. And towards the end, I'll take Vegas' defense against Colorado's defense any day of the week. And I think that team is just a little bit better because they're a little bit more physical when they need to be.
I agree. And last but not least, for those of you who don't know, Jim will be covering the Hockey Hall of Fame. Congratulations, man. Congratulations.
Thanks, buddy. I appreciate it. Yeah, that's a huge honor. Going to be up in Toronto. Induction weekend, November 9th through the 13th. It's going to be fun. Nice class this year. Ken Hitchcock's going in builder. You got Barrasso, Mike Vernon, Pierre Turgeon. I'm trying to think the rest of the guys off the top of my head. Oh, Henrik Lundqvist is going in as well. So it's a really nice class to be covering this year. It's going to be fun. There's always guys that just show up out of nowhere. There's the Hall of Fame games on Friday with the Leafs and the Flames. Be at that, and then I'll be at the Sunday game where the Legends Classic, where the Hall of Famers play, past and present. So you'll see a lot of really great guys. Oh, Pierre Lacroix goes in. Caroline Ouellette, I've seen her play before. So, I mean, it's a nice class, and there's going to be a lot of people on hand. So it's a very cool honor. I've always loved, the Hockey Hall of Fame weekend. I was there induction weekend when Martin Brodeur went in. It's a special occasion, and it's a special night for a lot of people, especially those going in.
Yeah, I definitely want to go in there. I definitely want to go over there one day and experience it myself. But in the meantime, I want you to bombard me with photos and videos so I could feel that I'm there this for that weekend. But yeah, definitely do that. Please,
Absolutely.
please.
There's gonna be a lot of videos and photos from the weekend. It's gonna be fun. There's a lot of events going on. I know the ring ceremony starts at 2 p.m. on Friday. Like I said, the game's Friday night between the Flames and Toronto. I'll be at that game. There's a Q&A on Saturday with the players. That'll be some fun stuff. Like I said, the Legends Classic, and then obviously induction night on Monday. Which again, to me, I think if there's induction night, if I'm the National Hockey League, I don't put any games on induction night just because it's induction night, and I've always thought that you don't need to have a game on when there's induction night into the Hockey Hall of Fame. I think the Hall of Fame stuff should stand alone, and the game should stand alone as well.